Hello everyone, Lewis from Scrubwood Studios here, and bringing you a different sort of video to what's previously been posted on the channel. This is a showcase of a custom model I made for the therapod dinosaur Tyrannotitan Chubutensis. I love that species name, Chubutensis. I love saying that. So basically, this was a project which started out as me looking for a Tyrannotitan model because I wanted one for Prehistoric Valley, not finding any, and going, right, if you want something done, do it yourself. Now, I had some experience prior to this making stuff out of like polymer clay, like little prehistoric animals and whatnot. But this was the first time I tried something this sort of complex. So it's definitely not perfect. There's a lot of flaws with it, but I figured I might as well share it with you guys and go into some detail because it will be appearing in Series 1 of Prehistoric Valley, which at the time of me recording this has already all been filmed and edited. But yeah, let's dive into a closer look. So it's roughly 1 to 40 scale. Like I did the calculations, but it's quite a small estimate for Tyrannotitan. Like it's like an 11-meter estimate as opposed to like a 13-meter estimate. The color scheme, here's my hand for scale. The color scheme I'm relatively happy with. By the way, in case you're wondering, this stand isn't part of it. That's from a PNSO model. Because one of the many flaws with it is it doesn't stand up. Well, it kind of does if I lean it back on its tail like this, like some of the old Carnegie figures. It's still not particularly stable, but at least it can stand. One of the many flaws it has is the tail's a bit wonky and it's got some cracks in it where the clay has cracked. If you didn't know, the way this is made is basically a wire skeleton underneath with clay on top of that and then paint and varnish on top of that. If we zoom in a bit on the head, you can see it's got that sort of classic carnosaur shape. Head on, you can see the jaw is a bit wonky, which is frustrating. I like the colour scheme I chose with the blue on the crests. The green eyes, in case you're wondering, are pearl head pins with a little Sharpie pen dot on them. Go inside the mouth. The tongue's too short. It should probably be longer. But as you can see, I've got some pink, got the air passageways at the top. Moving down, we've got some sort of striping patterns, a nice brown. It's lighter on the underside. Very short arms, because Tyrannotitan had quite short, but surprisingly muscular arms, and we're not really sure why it had such muscle mass on such short arms. Come here, we've got the back leg. I think I did an okay job on this. Maybe it's a bit too stocky here, potentially, but I think I did all right. And you've already seen the tail. Flipping it around the other side. Much the same. The feet are a bit crooked and wonky, as are the hands a bit. They probably could have both been done better. In fact, I would say they're the most difficult part. Also, I'm pretty sure the dew claws are meant to be on the inside of the foot, not the outside. That was a pretty big goof up I made in the sculpt. But yeah, that's it. I'll put up some pictures now of like the process of making it, because I do have some, and you can see like how it went from a wire skeleton to the finished product. Just doing some size comparisons real quick. I'm going to bring in probably the closest thing we have to a Tyrannotitan model, which is the Safari Giganotosaurus, which as you can see is quite a bit larger, because again this is quite a small estimate, and I think this is in closer to 135 scale than 140, so as you can see it's quite a bit taller. And although you can't really see it, it is longer. The only reason they look the same length is because the Tyrannotitan is closer to the camera. I've also got some other South American Carcharodontosaurs. We've got the collector hunting Mapusaurus. These two actually look quite good together. Obviously, they're not quite in scale with each other, but they're not far off, actually. I'd say that they look better next to each other than the Giga does. And I've also got the other collector Mapusaurus, the deluxe one. Again, this one's... Well, actually, they're a similar length, to be fair, the Tyrannotitan here, but the Mapusaurus is considerably taller. But then keep in mind, it is on quite a thick base, so if I was to lift the Tyrannotitan up a bit, they'd actually be in quite a similar scale. So yeah, they actually do scale quite well together. And maybe for just one more size comparison, just a completely random one, we'll bring in the Collector Deluxe Coolosuchus. Now, obviously, this is way too big compared to all of these, but I figured I'd bring it in anyway, just because it's a model that I like.